Recording now. Good evening, everybody. And we're going to have a bit of a sing of Jesu meine Freude. So, first movement. Here we go. Okay, let's go. 1, 2. Sorry about my typos. Okay, happy? Okay, moving on. Next movement, Es ist nun nichts. Now, I need to tell you that the score I'm playing from is in English, not in German, and it's laid out completely differently, but we'll get there. Okay, so, Es ist nun nichts. Any questions before I go on to that? Just unmute yourself if you have a question. No? Okay, Es ist nun nichts. Dynamics and everything. Let's go. And 3, 2, 3, 1. Sorry. Okay. And 2, 3, 1. Let's pick that up from the bar where the altos all run. We have different bar numbers as well, I'm afraid. Can you find that?
Top of page 8.
Yes, bar 81. Bar 81. Soprano, soprano, alto, tenor, bass. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. 4, 1. Need to fix my pages. Next, forte, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 1. 2, piano. 2, 3. 2, 3, 1. 2, 3.
didn't know where you were starting from, so I couldn't pick it up at all. Sorry, I couldn't find it.
Yourselves. My pianistic skills are not what I would wish they would be.
They were fine. I just didn't know where you were starting from. I couldn't find it.
You said bar 81, which is on the last page, and that's not where you started.
Never mind. We won't worry about that simply because we've done it before.
Bar numbers don't match up with your skill.
I think it would bear doing again.
I'm taking them from your score.
Well, we went to bar 81.
No, it was page 81, bar 50.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
page
that's
80.
why I couldn't find it.
It was page 80, bar 51.
Oh.
Maybe my voice didn't come across.
No, you just said bar 81.
Oh, my mistake. If
bar
I,
81.
I do apologise.
That's why I couldn't find it.
You find it.
I'm not going to go back simply because we've worked on those movements. I want to get onto the ones we haven't worked on. But if there's time, we can come back and do that again. It's weird, isn't it? You kind of pretty much, you can open your mics if you want for the moment. You're pretty much on your own because I can't play all the parts and you can't hear all the parts and you can't hear each other. So we'll battle on with a couple more movements and then I want you to give me some feedback as to whether it's working for you. Okay, and if it's not, we'll change tack and we'll do something else. So we're now on to the chorale, and I am using bar numbers in your score. It's just that sometimes my dyslexia means I see 81 when it says 51. So we're on your page 83, and we're just going to do the chorale. So we've got two soprano parts, alto, and bass. What it's called again. I'm just going to see if my pedal works because that might help a bit.
We can hear the piano.
My pedal works.
Piano's good.
Okay. Slightly.
The music's just boring, that's all.
What's you don't like this piece, I know, Marjorie. Well, that's why
I absolutely loathe it. It's the most boring thing I've ever sung. It just goes on and on and on. I call the sections with the wah, the baby section. Wah!
All right. Well,
I haven't given up yet.
we
I
do have choir members who do love it, and we've got some fabulous other stuff, which I'll tell you about in a little minute. But let's go to this chorale now. Bar 104 for you folks on page 83. We'll just double check the German. Unter deinem Schirmen bin ich vor den Stürmen, alle Feinde frei. Lass den Satan wittern, lass den Feind erbitten, mir steht Jesus bei. Ob, and that B is like a P, ob es ist, wow, that's a funny way to spell ist. Terry, what would you say that word is?
It's an old way of saying jetzt.
Oh, so how would we pronounce that word?
It.
It's. Okay, so jetzt.
As if you were saying English, IT apostrophe S. It.
It's.
There's a T on the end as well. Wouldn't be it.
You're not going to do that.
Yeah, we would. Ob es ist gleich kracht und blitzt. And we want all those consonants to be non-COVID safe. Okay? So as if the audience would need to. Ob es ist, ob es ist gleich kracht und blitzt. Ob gleich sind, so like a Z and then an U like the French U. Ob gleich sind und Höhle schrecken.
Hölle. Hölle.
The same
Hölle.
Hölle. The double L.
Yeah.
Hölle.
Hölle. However, when we're singing it, I'm going to want the vowel to be a little more prominent than it would be in speech. Jesus will mich decken. So a nice straightforward. I love the alto part in this, Marjorie. Anyway, I'm going to mute.
Apart from that, there's just that silly things that we're singing about, so that kind of adds to my taste for the.
Yeah, understood.
Much
I'm
worse.
sure I'll get into it and fall in love with it. I mean, I like the German, but the sentiments plus the wavering.
Yeah, well, it's very, very religious. Let's put that. Okay, trusting in God.
Extremely religious, yeah.
Okay, I'm muting you now. Okay, let's have a sing just of the chorale. If you could just not worry about the dynamics, except when we get to, it needs to have a strength to it. And when we get to the ob es ist gleich Kraft und Blitz, really get those consonants out. And the last Jesus will mich decken, really, really smooth. But I'm not going to ask for particular dynamics till we're in the choir together. Okay, here's the bass, tenor, altos, second sops, first sops. Let me find my pedal, that's going to make a big difference. Okay, let's go. 3, 4. Repeat. Okay, happy? Is it Marjorie? Okay, let's keep going. Let's just keep banging on. So tenor and bass, have a little rest, or if you like to, you can do what you like. You can falsetto, you can sing along at home. So denn das Gesetz, sorry, des Geistes, der da lebendig machet, in Christo Jesu, hat mich frei gemacht von dem Gesetz der Sünde und des Todes. Von dem Gesetz der Sünde und des Todes.
Is the G on the end of bendig? Is it in the first line, bendig? Is the G
Lebendig. Terry, what would you say to the G at the end of lebendig? Unmute, Terry. Can't hear you, Terry. Terry, can you unmute, please?
unmute, Terry?
I would say lebendig.
Like a K.
Yeah, a soft K, lebendig.
Lebendig. Yeah. Okay. Let's sing. Are you all muted? All muted. Good. Who's dialed in there? What number is that? Is that Yazzie attempting to come in? Okay, surprise.
That is Yaz, and she can hear everything.
Oh, great. Great, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yazzie. Okay.
And you can hear me now. I was plugged into the wrong hole, so to speak.
Quite.
Clear.
No comment there.
Okay. Page 84, bar 1, 2, 3, denn das Gesetz. See if I can get this right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. note, everybody, and. Good. Unmute. Okay, I think I'd like to just look at a couple of spots in that last number, just the ending. I think you're all very, very capable of learning your part in all of this, but there's just a couple of little traps to show you. So if we go to, I'm going to have to go to your score now. Bar, hat mich frei gemacht, where that first appears, which is your bar 132. Okay, so up until that point, I think everything's really, really straightforward. You're all singing the text together. Hat mich frei gemacht, we've got this. So your second soprano is your hat mich frei gemacht. So your text is after the first soprano. So we've got the. And then first second's a bar. And then you're in your normal positions again. So all of that section there, when you're listening to the recording, it's not clear who's part what, so you need to just tease that out. So let's just mute you and we'll just do the first sopranos. Just doing the first sopranos from bar 132, hat mich frei gemacht. There's the first soprano, second soprano, 2, 3. So now going on from there, altos then lead on, and then first sopranos, so far. Then seconds, you've got to find this note. Finding that, when I first learned this, I used to try and get my F sharp in bar 143 from the first sopranos. They go. And you can, you're in octaves there, but I find it much easier to get it from the altos. Altos sing. But whatever works for you. So let's just take all three parts there from 141. Alto, first soprano, second soprano. 2, 3, 1. I wasn't able to get all the parts. Are you happy with that? Enough to work at home on it? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, today.
Question. Where do you want us to breathe in the first screw system? It sort of goes and there's no breathe.
Let's wherever there's a comma or a rest, you take a breath. Other than that, if the phrase is too long, you need to stagger with your fellow altos. So,
okay, because the commas fall in within the quavers and there's not really time to take a breath.
No, but we won't be metronomic. Okay, we need to breathe with each other. So, so we do it like that. Okay, it's as if we were soloists. So that.
Okay.
Okay, so were you all okay getting your first note for trots? Okay. Muting you again, and we'll carry on. Okay. Trotz dem alten Drachen. Now we really need to be, this is Death the Old Dragon. and trotz des Todes Rachen, der Furcht dazu. So the Z is always like a TS. Trotz dem alten Drachen, trotz, blah, 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 trotz des Todes Rachen, der Furcht dazu. And that text goes on for a little while. Then on bar 162, Tobe. Tobe Welt und springe. So W is like V, Tobe Welt und springe. Ich stehe hier, stehe hier. And I want all the rest to be observed, so to be ich. So Welt und springe, ich. We probably shorten that ich slightly. Und singe. Ich stehe hier und singe. In gar sichere Ruhe. And that takes us all the way to bar 82. So we'll just do that much. And what I want to say here is that, just a bit of phrasing. Trotz dem alten Drachen, trotz dem alten Drachen, trotz. So you won't breathe on that comma in 151. You'll sing through and you'll breathe on the rest. But you will breathe on all the other commas. So breathe on all the rests and breathe on the comma in 47, 48, 140, 150. 152, 154, breathe after Rachen. But in the next bar, sing through to Trotz. So from 154, Trotz des Todes Rachen, Trotz, then breathe. So you breathe on the rest in 155 and not on the comma. And the same on the next one. Der Furcht dazu, trotz, and then breathe. Now we might put the comma in, but there won't be a breath. So that makes sense. Trotz des Todes Rachen, trotz, der Furcht dazu, trotz. So there's a kind of a lift, but there is no breath.
Bar 153, Margot. 153, did you say no breath there after Rachen? 153.
153.
154.
154, you do breathe after Rachen, yes. You do breathe after Rachen in 154. Then you sing through Trotz des Todes Rachen, trotz, and then breathe. And then you sing Der Furcht dazu, trotz, breathe. And then we keep doing that. So we've got now some dynamic contrasts. Piano der Furcht, forte, trotz. Der Furcht, trotz. But we don't breathe between Furcht and trotz. We breathe on the rest. But we must have those dynamics. Having said, what I'm saying is that there's no breath on that comma, but there is a lift. Der Furcht, trotz. But it's not der Furcht, trotz. Okay, so it fits together. So we'll go through and do all of those. 158, sing der Furcht trotz and then breathe. Next one, same thing, der Furcht trotz and then breathe. It's different for the altos here. You've just got the trotzes, so you don't have to worry. Sopranos again.
I was waiting for you to say that, Margot, that you've got the trots, and you've said it. Sorry.
Trotzes. Die Trotzen. You've got the Trotzen. The last one, though, because it's a longer phrase, sopranos, this is going into 5, 7, 8, 9, going into 160, piano der Furcht, breath, and then a forte, trotz der Furcht dazu, Tobe. So you'll sing trotz der Furcht dazu, Tobe, but you'll have a lift, L-I-F-T, after dazu, but not a breath.
Does that forte apply to the altos, the other parts other than sops?
You need to be singing, you're already singing forte for this number. It's not marked in your score, so mark that at the beginning. And then altos, yeah, you'll be singing all those trotzes forte with the sopranos. So will tenors.
And the trotz der Furcht
All of it for altos and tenors is forte all the way. It's just the sopranos who do that different thing. So basses, you can't just belt out a bottom E forte the whole time. You need to just fort, da, so, and then just back off a little bit and keep that threatening rumble there in the background. Do a little bit of a decrescendo down to about, I don't know, a mezzo forte, mezzo piano, that sort of dynamic. Okay, then Torbe, and we stay strong, and here we have the basses. I cannot play it. I can sing it.
Yeah, the basses have the runs there.
Basses have the runs. Altos had the trots, now basses have the runs. This is exactly right. Thank you for pointing that out. And this is all forte for everybody. Now we have some more odd breathing. Everybody's okay here. Bar 166, we should all breathe together after the first note. And then it's unison. Tobe, Welt und springe, ich. I want no breath before ich, but a lift. You all know what I mean by a lift? Tobe, what is it? Tobe, Welt und springe, ich. So they're marcato, and the ich is a little more dolce. Tobe, they're still forte. Tobe, Welt und springe, ich. So that's a sort of a tenuto rather than a marcato. But up until then, everything else has been marcato. Let's put marcato, un poco marcato, at the very beginning. So we become much more legato from the ich. Let's put legato from the ich. But again, so we have it, springe ich, breath, stehe hier, breath, und singe, breath. All of that is legato. Then marcato again for the quavers. Ich stehe hier und singe, and then we go back to legato again. And if we can possibly give the impression of that phrase from 170 to, it doesn't apply, it's really for the sopranos. Ich stehe hier und singe in gar sichere Ruhe, an impression of that being one phrase. So if you could not breathe before in 171, think through that. 175, after Ru, everyone except the basses takes a breath.
Margot?
Yes?
In 171, you said not breathe, but the tenors and altos have a very clear comma.
No, you have a rest.
Ru.
You have a rest in 171.
Oh, 177, sorry.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I haven't got to 177 yet.
Oh, I must have listened to the wrong number. Apologies.
No worries. Okay, so we're at 175. Oh, you might have heard me say 177 and then count backwards. That's possible. Yeah. So 175, everyone except the basses take a breath after the rule. And again, we're going to do this in sichere Ruhe in. You see on 177, you've got, now actually let's all take a breath if you have a comma there. 177, you can all have a comma, a breath if you have a comma. So we're back to normal phrasing, normal breathing. Even first sopranos in 179, you need to find a way to take a breath after on the comma in 179. So we'll all breathe together there as well. And then in 181, alto, tenor, bass all take a breath after Ru. And sopranos and altos, 183, can you cut that crotchet off and make it a rest? Because you're going to want to take a nice breath there before launching into the next bit. Alto, tenor, bass.
In stops 1 and 2. Stops 1 and 2.
Stops 1 and 2 on bar 183. Cut off the first crotchet and make it a crotchet rest. And tenor, bass, and alto sing through the 2 beats.
I've got no bar numbers for that. They've been chopped off on the side of the page. So what are the words for that section?
Well, you see where the 2 soprano parts sing Ingar sichere Ruhe just before Gottes Macht?
Yes.
The bar of Gottes Macht, we're making a crotchet rest instead of a crotchet.
Sichere Ruhe, Marilyn. Sichere Ruhe.
At the end of Ruhe, before you sing Gottes Macht.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, there, okay.
Okay. And I think, it's nearly the whole, let's do the rest of it. So the dynamic's been pretty strong. Let's back off a bit on Gottes Macht. I'm not sure whether it's going to be a mezzo piano or a mezzo forte, but it's going to be a mezzo something on Gottes Macht. And lyrical. I think that's God's works hold me in awe. Is that correct, Terry?
Sorry?
Gottes Macht hält mich in Acht. God's works. Is it God's works?
God's power. Can you hear me? God's power.
God's power
watches over me.
Okay.
Acht geben means to watch out for.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so let's keep that mezzo piano, mezzo forte, lyrical, still strong. It's a strong faith that this person has. And then we get to 190, where we first sing Erd und Abgrund. We need a break from the whole choir on Acht there. Hält mich in Acht, Erd, and then we're upping the dynamic again. So at least a mezzo forte there. Erd und Abgrund muss verstummen. Erd und Abgrund muss verstummen. Make sure you do the piano on that second verstummen. Except the basses. Okay? You come in on your Erd, where are we now? 193, 4, 5, 6, 196. Basses, your Erd is forte, and then the rest of the choir, the next bar, 197 is forte. Okay. Now I'm not quite sure what to do with the basses here when the rest of the choir goes piano. We'll just have to work that out when we're all together. But the rest of the choir does need to be piano at 199. Important that the S of muss comes on the beat. Abgrund muss verstummen. And then we get a clear change from forte to piano. Abgrund muss verstummen. Okay? Timing is everything in this piece. Then forte again. Ob sie noch so brummen. Brummen.
Brummen.
Brummen.
Brummen. Brummen.
Brummen.
The word is what a bear does. A bear. Brummt.
Brummt.
Brum. A bear. The noise that the bear makes in German is brummen.
Interesting.
Even though they grumble or protest under their breath or something like that. Mature.
Yes, excellent. Right, it's 8:20. My God, that time goes so fast. Let's sing Trotz. Now, I can't help you with your German or sing anything because I'm back to my English score so that I can play all the notes. Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, unmute. Want to check in with you. I don't think we're going to finish the whole thing tonight. We might if we just power on. But I just want to check how you're all going, because I can't look at you, I can't sing, I can't conduct. I'm just
Just as well.
Can't hear us either.
I can't hear you, thank goodness.
Place.
I'm finding it.
And my voice aren't in sync. It's a mouth. Sorry, where am I? Am I muted? No. If our mouths aren't in sync, it's not because we're behind with the words. It's because we can't.
We're not singing the same thing, that's why.
Yeah, it's Zoom. That you can't worry about that.
No, I'm just saying it's a good cover for being running behind in the words or missing.
Are you finding it helpful?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely helpful.
Well, I think before we move on, we've been going about 45 minutes. I have no idea how I'm going to play the next movement anyway, but I think that we should just have a little breather, do a bit of chat about what's going on, then get to walk around the room before we resume.
Yes. I have a sore back, so I've been at my standing desk, but I might sit down now. I'm tired.
I'm just going to go and turn my heater off because I'm getting very hot in here.
Hi, Clive. You're home.
He's been home for ages. I saw him earlier.
Oh, right. I was too busy looking at the top.
Nobody knows what your husband's doing as if he's in the same Zoom meeting.
No, he's out on the veranda.
Was behind you.
I know.
So did you miss the Zoom, the master photo?
He did, and he's very pleased.
Look, we have to start reigniting the awareness of the fact that we exist and we're still singing and all that sort of thing. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I put a cryptic message on Facebook about an Icelandic piece. I didn't make it up. We are actually going to do it, and I'll send the link. It's just for the women, but you don't have to worry. It's in Latin. It's called Vocalese. It's by, now I don't know how to pronounce her name, Hildigunur Runesdottir, I think is how you say her name. She's a lovely person, and I've just got the score, so I'm just working out the allocation of parts. It's originally written for 8 sopranos and a cello, but with a bit of fudging, I've been able to make it for 4 sopranos and 4 altos and a cello. I think I've got 9 women, so 2 people will have to sing the same part. And it does work if we do that. The interesting thing is that normally I would allocate the parts and then we put it together and see if it works. Don't know how we do that because we can't get together. If I'm going to have to pair 2 sopranos with each other, and I'm doing it based on who's got the stronger or the quieter voices, which means I'll probably put Jan and Serona on one part together. That's not a reflection of anyone's ability. It's just to include everybody. What's that, Jan?
My daughter has handmade all these pizzas. She did the dough and the lot, and they are superb. And it's only myself and her that are here to eat them. I wish you were here. They're so nice. The crust.
What's your address?
And you won't have time. They'll be cold the time you get there. So we have to eat all this. One has prawns on, anchovies, tomatoes, buffalo cheese, a mixture of various. So it was an experiment that was brilliant. She's a very good cook. So
looks great.
He must make them again for all of you, and I'll bring them one day.
Can't hear you, Pauline.
And we all hate you now.
How are you feeling about? I mean, we've got Rod and Gary in the one house. That's great. How are you feeling about meeting together or in small groups?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to sing with somebody else in your own part. Because I'm feeling a bit lost.
Can you since I've only met Serona and Priscilla, although I've met Priscilla in person, but I don't know which parts they sing.
Ah,
Priscilla. We could have worked it out if I was watching enough, but.
Serona's singing soprano and Priscilla's singing alto.
Right, okay.
So the alto section is Peppy, Priscilla, Terry and Marjorie.
And me.
Pauline.
Oh, Pauline. Oh my God, I left you out. I'm going to have to, I've got 10 women in this choir. I'm really sorry, how did that happen? Okay, so there'll be a bit of doubling up with altos as well, as to who sings with you.
It's all right, Pauline, you're off the hook.
Okay.
Just lost her.
So,
That's right.
I'm sorry, Pauline, I don't know how I did that.
That's all right.
So, yeah, and the other thing that's happening is that David and I are finally getting to go out of town, and it's going to be next week, and we don't yet know whether we'll be in a house where I can run a Zoom rehearsal or not. We'll know in the next couple of days. But,
it's likely.
It's likely, but there's no actual. Well, Penny said we could go into her study and they'd all go or something. She's got no idea how loud it is. So if for some reason I can't run a Zoom rehearsal, what would you like to do?
Go to the pub.
Yes.
I mean, would you like to meet in each other's houses and do some sectional work?
Go to the pub. Go to the pub, and Jan can bring the pizza.
I'll have my little one with me. That won't work for me.
Bunch of slackers. You're a bunch of slackers. So you want to have a night off if we don't have a rehearsal?
Right.
We can do some work on our own.
Yeah, we can do some work on our own. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give you some homework. Look, I think it will happen, but I just don't know until where we're staying is sorted out.
Well, Doug joined the trade union choir from a bus shelter 2 weeks ago because he got off his bike and couldn't get home in time. So it was very strange. It worked. He was a bit blurry and a bit dark, but on his phone.
That's Doug.
The thing is, when we look at your doodle poll results, next week is the rehearsal out of all the rehearsals that the most people are coming.
Of course, except for you.
So I think I'm going to make it be a rehearsal if I possibly can. But I just wanted to let you know there's that slight possibility that it may not be possible. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that I've planned something so that if we're together, we do A, and if it falls through at the last minute, you all do B. So we all have a plan. So doing that, and I will send out, because the Icelandic piece is beautiful, and it does require every single member of the altos and sopranos to be totally on top of your part. It's much easier than any of those, chili con carne and those things that we've done before.
Good.
It's much easier than that. And quite often you're singing parts together and there's a lot of repetition.
Back to Brazil.
Oh, it's not in Latin. The words are bam baram bam bam bararam bam 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 bam.
Big Latin.
So what's
the Brazil Icelandic accent? So Icelandics don't say ah. It's more a ah. It's a different ah. No, don't care.
We aficionados of Scandinois. We've got it.
Scandinois.
I'll be interested when once you hear the recording, on what you think it sounds like, because I'll tell you the story very quickly. The story is that I don't know whether Hildy was still at school or whether she'd recently left school, but one of their beloved died, and the school decided that they wanted her to compose something that the choir could sing. It must have been a girls' school, that the choir could sing at his memorial, and all they had was 8 sopranos. That's what they had. The cellist said, "Oh well, we should do that piece, you know, for soprano and 8 cellos, which is Bachianas Brasileiras number 5." And of course, you know, this is the opposite. So Hildy wrote something that's inspired by Latin American rhythms. Dum da dum 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 dum. The cello does heaps and heaps of that, and so does the choir. Usually these lyrical melodies go to the top. And I said, "Well, what style of Latin American or Spanish music is it based on?" And she said, "Oh, just generic." But that's the story behind it, and that's an excuse to include it in the program, because everything in this program has some sort of connection to Spanish or Latin American music. So, shall we bang on?
Yeah, that's okay. Margot?
Yeah.
What time are you looking to finish up?
Beg your pardon?
What time are you looking to finish up?
Well, that's a good question. How are people placed?
Oh, hungry but still interested.
Yeah. Look, I don't think we're going to finish. We could skip a couple, because I really don't think I can play the next one anyway.
Right. There's also.
We might work on that one in detail. So let's skip that one. Why don't we just see if we can get to the end, except for the bits that we don't do? So we'll skip all that. And we'll skip the ones that are not everybody. So we'll go to page 94. And weg mit allen Schätzen, du bist mein Ergötzen. Then you repeat. Weg ihr eitlen Ehren, ich mag euch nicht hören. And that's an Ö sound. Bleibt mir unbewusst. Watch out for the U's that don't have umlauts, especially with this tiny, tiny text. It's really hard to see, but you've got, it's a loose, it's not loosed. Just watch out for those. Then elend. So that's going to be strong and slightly marcato, that all of that section. Strong is what forte actually means in Italian. And then when we get to Elend, Not, Kreuz, Schmach und Tod, the lower parts, alto, tenor, bass, you need to pair those. So, Elend, Not, Kreuz, Schmach und Tod, Kreuz, Schmach und Tod. So the paired quavers are very lyrical. Where you have one word per quaver, they're slightly detached. Kreuz, Schmach und Tod soll mich, and then legato again. Oh, be ich viel muss. Watch out, that's muss, not muss. Muss leiden. Nicht, nicht. We want to hear all the consonants. Nicht, nicht von je. Nicht, nicht von Jesus scheiden. Okay, sopranos, smooth, blended, throughout. And you know that the pauses are an indication of an end of a section. They're not actual pauses. Okay, let's go. So I think what we'll be doing next week is the bits we didn't do today, the ones that need a bit more detailed work. So let's go. Weg mit allen Schätzen.
You need to mute everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Mute. You are gemuted. Okay. 3 and 4 and. or move on? Move on? Move on. Okay. Okay. We're going to skip the next one because I think we're getting tired. So we'll do those at another time. And we'll skip Gute Nacht as well. And we're going to So nun der Geist, bar 406. Actually, you know what? We could do Gute Nacht. I'll get the basses to sing along with the tenor parts. Let's do that. Let's do Gute Nacht. We might make that our last one. Yeah, let's do that. So Gute Nacht is very gentle. Altos, you have the chorale melody. And sopranos and basses have the lyrical stuff underneath and above and all around. But the most important line is the alto line in this one. Not making that up, it's true. Okay. So, you know what, let's just sing it. Just use your intelligence, take breaths on rests and on commas, and let's not worry about too much detail. But let's keep it about mezzo piano for basses and sopranos, basses and tenors, sorry, and sopranos, because basses I'll get you to sing along with the tenors. Let's make it mezzo piano for all those parts, mezzo forte for the alto. Okay. So this is a little walking bass. Dun, 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 dun. So back off on that last one. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That's the kind of feel that we're trying to get from the bass, the walking bass. Okay. Sopranos and sopranos, you're just the icing on the cake. The basses are the cake and the altos are the flavour. Okay. 3 and 4 and. think that's good night from me, and it's good night from him, because I think we're getting tired. So let's leave it at that. And feel free to unmute yourselves, and we can do the rest and something else next week. Would you like to sing Dulce embeleso to finish, or have you really had enough?
No, I'm not tired.
Not tired? All right. Let's do it.
Rod's got to catch a train.
Rod's got to catch a train. Okay. See you, Rod.
Singing pieces like that that make me realise I'm really not a tenor.
Yeah, it's quite high. Yeah. So, pity we can't open our mics.
Yeah, frustrating.
How about I just do, I don't know how we're going to do this. Because I can't play all those notes. So.
Just do the claves.
I just play the claves.
Yeah. Just do the melody.
Hello.
Who's that?
We need
That's Yaz.
Me, yes.
Oh, hi, Yaz.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's saying goodbye.
Are you saying goodbye, Yaz?
No.
No, I'm saying hello. I finally worked out how to unmute myself.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hello, you green dot.
I don't know how to remute myself, so beware.
All right. Well, what say we just do Dulce embeleso? I'll attempt to play this but I won't let you see the claves because it will sound differently to what you see. They're terribly out of phase.
And are you going
Don't
to
look at my mouth.
Are you going to sing?
Don't look at the conductor.
Sing, Margot.
What was that? Yeah, I'll sing soprano and play the claves. And I'll give a 2, 3, el, be. Okay.
We need to be muted.
Mute everyone.
There we go. You're all muted. There's your note. Sometimes the claves will drop out when I turn the page. Should have memorized this by now, but I haven't. So let's just sing it straight through, no repeats. We sing the first section and then go into the second section. And el beso de tu boca tentadora que me diste embriagada de ilusión. Yo lo canto como llama animadora en el fondo de mi pobre corazón. Me parece que aún siento el mismo beso en mis horas de ensueño resonar. Y el recuerdo de aquel dulce embeleso consome hoy la vida de pesar. Lovely. Unmute. I'm going to stop recording now.